So maybe this is a Darci's Corner, but I feel the urge to ramble again. Technically speaking, it is Star Wars Day right now, 2022. That's May the 4th be with you, those of you who don't know what Star Wars Day is. Anyway, I my religion calls it pondering. That's when you think about events and the things that you know or that you think you know, and you try to make sense of them. And you're supposed to ponder the scriptures, you're supposed to ponder their meaning, you're supposed to ponder your experiences. And maybe life gives you interesting conclusions, maybe it doesn't. I do love playing with my hair now. I kind of enjoy that. Anyway, I think about my experience with the church and my experience growing up and my experiences right now as I'm trying to process my life. And I mean, when you add it all up to what it means to today, you have to wonder how many of those experiences were interpreted correctly by me. I mean, when I was a kid, yeah, I knew at 4, and I put it away at 10, and I had a household that was not LGBTQ friendly. Now, my parents were not bad people, they were not mean people, they were not cruel people. They loved me, and they hugged me, and they kissed me, and they did their best to raise me as they thought was right at the time. But still, they were very much, it was not okay to be gay in my house. So I wasn't. And I remember in high school hearing about this kid or that kid that was gay or had gone to a gay bar or something. Or the one guy was, his girlfriend found him in bed with another guy. And I was right, he had just graduated or was just about to graduate. And I felt bad for that girl, I felt bad for the guy. We didn't have gay straight alliances. We had no way to find each other if you were part of the LGBTQ community. And I was always shunned in school for being different and weird. And I was different and weird, that's true. I was always told I wasn't good enough to hang out with anybody. People would follow me around and tell me what a loser I was, and they would taunt me to kill myself. They would do things like that. And that was my daily existence. That was without being gay. So, like, imagine if I told somebody. Right, I couldn't tell anybody. So that was really upsetting. But then, later in life, I wasn't playing by all the rules necessarily, and I sometimes would let my gay out a little bit once in a while, but only a little bit, and only once in a while. And I never had a proper boyfriend. Never even knew how to get one. Again, didn't know how to meet people, and there's hookup apps and stuff then, actually. That was when the internet was young. And I connected with the odd person that way, but that was not that's not building a relationship. That's not finding a partner. That's, you know, it's not a healthy way to express yourself. But then I was always kind of a little bit religious too, or tried to be. And I would go to church once in a while, different churches, different organizations. Mostly the one I went to a lot was the Victory Christian Center, because they'd send a bus around to pick us up. And they give us sandwiches at the end. And every once in a while they'd have a community thing where we get together and, I don't know, eat cake and do sack races and stuff like that. But I don't know that I agreed with their version of Christianity, though, because they seem to do a lot of false preaching, in my opinion, telling me that God would give me a big house if I gave them my money. I'm like, well, I'm sure God will give somebody a big house if I give you my money. I just don't think it's me. Anyway, then later in life, I come across the LDS faith, and that one was different from any of the other faiths I had experienced. And I had sometimes profound spiritual experiences that were real. Like, you couldn't fake the things that I experienced. You could try and justify them, I suppose, but it happened to me. Some of it was good, some of it was bad, much of it was interesting, and those things happen. I can't deny that they happen. But the whole time I'm going through that process, I always knew I was a little bit gay. Again, I didn't know this was trans. I didn't know what it was. And sometimes I would I shouldn't say let, I don't understand how the euphoria dysphoria thing works properly. But sometimes it would become too much, and I would go astray, if you're talking about following the strict rules of the Lord. But I would just go off and do the thing that I was wanting to do. Or it's time that you want to do a thing, it's like, it would feel good to put on the dress. It would feel nice to paint my nails. Or whatever. I don't know. So I would do those things. And I was always wondering, well, like, why does the Lord keep bringing me back to this church if that's what's happening, if I'm trans? Because I can't stop being trans. And if I'm attracted to the wrong gender, depending on how you view my attractions, depending on your faith. So, and yet the Lord or something kept bringing me back to that. And I came to the conclusion that I couldn't walk away from the faith, but I couldn't stop doing this either. So that didn't make any sense to me. It still confuses the heck out of me, to be honest with you. And I've had people say, oh, well, that means none of it's true. Either all of it's true or none of it's true. Well, that's not really how any of life works. Like, we're missing a lot of pieces to a puzzle. That doesn't mean you don't have some of the pieces, and the pieces you have aren't real. But you don't have all the pieces. You don't know what the big picture actually is. You just know what the few pieces in front of you are. And I don't know what the big picture is, but I know what my pieces are. I'm Darci. I'm her. I'm late to the party because I didn't even know I was supposed to go. Story of my life. I feel very stuck, very frustrated, and I am doing the best I can with what I got. I just don't know that if I'm actually doing my best. Like, I am doing my best to be what I think is a good person based on my morals and my values. And those morals and values have been shaped by the parents who I'm somewhat angry with. They've been shaped by my faith, which still leaves me confused. But that's all made me who I am today. I would say for better, but I mean, you see how it's going. I may always appear to be a guy in a dress. I don't know that I can fix any of that. I want to fix it. And I've explained before what dysphoria is and how it hurts. And like you can't outrun that. You can't ignore it without having extreme consequences in your life. And I'm angry that I was forced to ignore it for so long when it really wasn't necessary. And I should have been dealing with this when I was 10. When I decided on my own, 10-year-old me, that the world would not understand, that I couldn't make them understand, and that I couldn't be me anymore. So I had to put that away. I made that decision on my own at 10 because I didn't have a safe person to tell. It makes me sick, the garbage I hear out of Texas and Florida, where they're taking away this information from children who it's life-changing. You want to make a 10-year-old little boy or a 10-year-old little girl go through this when they're 30 and 40? You want to make them break up their marriage and ruin their kids' lives and ruin their careers? Why would you do that to them? Tell them as children what this is so they can deal with it if it happens to be a thing for them. And yeah, you do it in stages and you do it in a way that's child friendly. And you allow for the fact that they might switch back at a young age. And if they do, they do. Now they know. Some of us are gender fluid, which means it moves, it comes and it goes. And you might want to try out one or both for a while, till you get a feel for what's you. But you have to have a safe space to do that in. You have to be able to say gay, trans, bi, fluid. And there's no shame at all in somebody who detransitions, especially if it was just a social thing in the first place. That's fine. Anyway. I don't know where this rant was going. I'm going to stop it now because it's 15 minutes long. Almost 16. Anyway, Darci's Corner. Peace.